Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. This is beginner listening, so level A1, lesson 8. Today we're going to be talking about present simple and information questions, or what we call the WH questions. Alright, so we talked about yes or no questions in the last video. So sometimes we can simply answer yes or no to a question. So for example, do you like her? Yes, I do. Does it rain much in winter? No, it doesn't. But other times we want more information when we ask a question. So what do you like to eat? So if someone asks you, what do you like to eat? You can't answer, yes, I do, because they want more information about the type of food that you want to eat. So a better answer would be something like, I like eating pasta. And so many information questions will start with a WH word, like who, what, why, when, and where. All right, so we're going to read each question, and then you'll mark as to whether or not it's an yes or no question or an information question. So does Tim travel often? Well, that's a yes or no question because we would answer either yes, he does, or no, he doesn't. Where do you go swimming? Well, here we have a WH word at the beginning, so this one would be an information question. I'll put a yes, no question here. Yes, no, or information. When does the train arrive? Again, we've got a WH word at the beginning, so that tells us that this is an information question. Do we need a ticket? Well, this is a yes, no, because we could say, yes, we do need a ticket, or no, we don't. Do you enjoy watching horror movies? Again, this would be a yes, no question. Either yes, I do, or no, I don't. And what do you want to do today? Okay, so here we have a WH word at the beginning, so that tells us that this is an information question. All right, so present simple information questions. So to make these questions, we have to use a helping verb, the helping verb do. So, so when, what, why, and where, and the other WH words replace an idea, a thing, or a place. So if our answer was, I want to play a game, so the game is the thing that we are going to be forming our question around. I want to play something, and if we don't know what that something is, then we would ask, what do you want to play? So the sentence structure is the WH word, the what, the doer does, do, the subject, you, and what we call the bare infinitive, so want. Now, bare infinitive is just the basic form of the verb with no ending. The infinitive form is usually, it is not usually, it is the form of the verb that we use with the word to. So to walk, to talk, to eat, to drink, to play, to sing. And in this one, to want. So it's that form without the word to. So what do you want to play? So want is the bare infinitive. Okay, so again, this is the sentence structure. The WH word plus the do or does plus the subject plus the bare infinitive. And the word what is going to replace something. So if the answer is he plays cricket, so in the question form, we need something, a WH word that's going to replace the word cricket. So it would be, what does he like? What does he play? And the answer, he plays cricket. When, as a WH word, replaces a time. So here, the answer, the film starts at 7 p.m. So the when, the WH word when, would replace the at 7 p.m. So when does the film start? So again, this sentence structure, the WH word when, the do or the does, and then the film, the bare infinitive, is start. And if we use where, that replaces a place. So Sigrid lives in Greece. So in Greece is a place. So to change that into a question, we would say, where does Sigrid live? Again, the same sentence structure. The WH word where, does, the helping verb, the subject Sigrid, and the bare infinitive live. All right, and then what do you do? So these are some more examples. He goes home. Where does he go? So where replaces home. He plays sports. What does he play? What replaces sports. And then what does he do? So when we, instead of play or go, we use do again as the main verb, both as the helping verb and the main verb. So here we want to focus on the verb plays. So what does he do? He plays sports. We can also use what do you do when we want to ask about a person's job. So what does she do? She works as an accountant. All right, so we're going to change the sentences into questions. Replace the words in italics with the question word in the brackets. So she likes coffee. Okay, so we're going to ask, what does she like? She likes coffee. What does she like? She likes coffee. So try these on your own and then restart the video when you're ready to see the answers. All right, so number one, he works in an office. So we have in an office is listed in italics, and we have the question word there, where, sorry. So it would be where does he work? Where does he work? He works in an office. Number two, they live in an apartment. In an apartment is going to be replaced by the WH word where. So it would be where do they live? Number three, Fiona plays the guitar. So what is going to replace the guitar? So what does Fiona play? Fiona plays the guitar. And here, works in the garden is going to be replaced by what? So the question form would be, what does he do? What does he do? He works in the garden. All right, we're going to listen to Harry and Jeremy, but before the recording, let's look at the following vocabulary. So what does it mean to catch a bus? If you've ever heard that expression. To catch a bus just means that you wait for the bus, and when the bus arrives, you get onto the bus and go to your destination. And what part of the city is downtown? Well, downtown is usually the center of the city, the district where most businesses are located, so we refer to that as downtown. We'll also read the questions before we listen, and keep in mind that Harry is the one who speaks first. So who generally goes home after English class, and who goes to a restaurant, and how does he get there? So let's listen, and remember again that Harry speaks first.
What do you usually do after English class?
Well, I generally just go home. Class finishes at 8 p.m. and by then I'm tired. So yeah, I usually catch the bus home and relax. What about you? What do you do?
Me? Well, I generally go to a restaurant. I have a friend who works downtown, so sometimes I meet him. We both like Indian food, so we sometimes eat at an Indian restaurant.
How do you get there from here?
I take the bus. It's easy enough.
Okay, so who generally goes home after English class? Well, that was Jeremy. Because Harry asked him, what did he do after English class? And he said, I generally go home. So Jeremy goes home. And who goes to a restaurant and how does he get there? Well, that was Harry. And so Harry, and he takes the bus. Harry takes the bus. All right, now we're going to listen again and fill in the gaps as we go.
What do you usually do after English class?
Well, I generally just go home. Class finishes at 8 p.m., and by then I'm tired. So, yeah, I usually catch the bus home and relax. What about you? What do you do?
Me? Well, I generally go to a restaurant. I have a friend who works downtown, so sometimes I meet him. We both like Indian food, so we sometimes eat at an Indian restaurant.
How do you get there from here?
I take the bus. It's easy enough.
All right, so what can you see in these images? So take a few moments and think about these. See if you know the English words for these places and things. So here we have a bicycle. Looks like the skyline of a city. We have some hockey gear and a helmet, a hockey stick, and a hockey puck. We have a tent for camping, and we have a person on skis. Looks like cross-country skis. All right, so think about the pictures that you saw and what words can go in the gaps. So think about that for a moment, and then when you're ready to see the answers, you can restart the video. All right, well, that skyline that we saw is a city in Canada. So Rob would probably say, you're from Canada, right? And Seth says, yes, I'm from Vancouver on the west coast of Canada. So what do you do in winter? I mean, it gets really cold in winter. Well, Vancouver doesn't get so cold, not like in the east. Of course, there's plenty of snow, so I can go skiing. I also play hockey during the winter. And in summer, what do you do? Well, Vancouver is in British Columbia, so there is a lot of nature to discover. Remember we saw the tent, I go camping, and I go fishing. I have a bike too, so I always ride in the summer. Right, so here we'll listen. Actually, we got a couple of these wrong, but we'll listen and follow along.
You're from Canada, right?
Yes, I'm from Vancouver, on the west coast of Canada.
So, what do you do in winter? I mean, it gets really cold in Canada.
Well, Vancouver doesn't get so cold, not like in the east. Of course, there's plenty of snow, so I can go skiing. I also play ice hockey during winter.
And in summer? What do you do?
Vancouver is in British Columbia, so there is a lot of nature to discover. I go camping and I go fishing. I have a mountain bike too, so I always ride in summer.
So he said he had a mountain bike. Oh, we just said bike. All right, so now you can try to think about some questions that you can ask. Things like, where do you live? Where do you work? What do you do in the summer? When do you go to sleep? When do you wake up? So just see if you can write some questions and so you can practice this sentence structure for the WH questions. All right, so that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share, and also leave any questions or comments for me. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.